Evening, overnight low is going to be right around 30 degrees. Saturday is going to start off with mostly sunny skies and an afternoon high of 56, but we will see some rain moving in Saturday night and all of Sunday. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Well, hello everyone. All right, we are back. It is a Friday, and you are listening to the Scoreboard here on WSIC 105.9, 100.7 FM. Video always live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. I think we're trying to get on Instagram now, from what I've heard. Our website, WSICnews.com. And as always, you can give me a call at 704-873-1400. Oh, well, yesterday was not what I expected. Not even slightly. And yes, I'm talking about Thursday night football. We had the Raiders playing the Chargers. A couple of backup quarterbacks going at it on prime time. And I thought it was going to be a snoozer. Well, in a way, it was a snoozer, but not in the way that I expected it to be a snoozer. We'll have that for you here later on in the program. Also, still some NBA fallout from the Draymond Green suspension. The Carolina Hurricanes get a win, start to look a little bit better, try to move their way up the rankings. And we have a full slate of NFL and college games today. Hey, tomorrow we have some bowl games, including App State taking on Miami of Ohio. And then the NFL has Saturday games. We have games on Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday night football game this week. So we have a packed full weekend here of sports. We're back in the swing of things with college. They're picking back up after last week, with the Army-Navy game being really the only game that was of any substance. But we'll start the show the same way we always do, with high school athletics. Right now, we're focusing in on high school basketball. So let's go around, talk about some of the schools that are playing today, had a game yesterday, have a game coming up in the future. And we'll start, as we always do, in the Lake Norman area with Mooresville High School. Their next game is tomorrow. They have a Saturday game at home taking on Concord High School. And look, Mooresville's had a decent start to their year, 5-2, and Concord pretty even keel here to start the year, 3-3 start. So Mooresville looking to continue that hot streak to start their season. Also, Lake Norman, they have a game today. They don't have a weekend game. They're playing today at home at Lake Norman High School against, well, a school that's right up here by Studio A, Statesville High School. 7:30 tip-off on that one. And I said it on Good Morning LKN this morning during my stint with Justin. I feel kind of bad for Statesville High School, solely because they had a start to their season where it was just slow. Not many games. You know, they played their opener against Tabernacle Christian. That was on November 4th. Their next game was November 20th. After that, December 8th. Their first 3 games were spaced out by a couple of weeks. And now they're about to start getting into the groove of things, as they had a couple of games last week, one last week, and 2 this week, and then they play more next week. As we said, they're on the road against Lake Norman High School. Coming up a little closer yet again to Statesville, we'll start with West Iredell. I feel bad that a couple of days ago they lost to a team that was struggling at the beginning of the year. It was a good chance for them to right the ship on their season, but they sit at 1-5 right now. Do the West Iredell Warriors. Next game is not until December 20th, but they will be on the road for that one at St. Stephen's, 7:30 tip-off in that game. North Iredell Raiders. Man, it seems like all of these schools that are up near Studio A, the Iredell Statesville schools that are not Lake Norman High School, are just struggling to start their basketball seasons. And no different for North Iredell, 2-5 to start their year. Their 2 wins both came against South Iredell. They don't have a game this week. They play on the 20th, just like we talked about with West Iredell. They will be at home during that game against Ford at 7:30. And finally, South Iredell, they've definitely had the worst start out of any of the local teams, and it's really an unfortunate start at that. 1-7 to start the year, a 13% winning percentage. They have a chance to fix it today, though. They're on the road against Alexander Central. Tip-off in that game, 7:30. Alexander Central has a losing record right now. They sit at 4-5. Not the worst record in the world, but maybe a chance for South Iredell, the South Iredell Vikings, to turn their season around a little bit here, because they are everybody's getting awfully close to conference games. And we know for high school sports, those conference games are some of the most important games that you play. We don't really care about your record during the regular season. I want to know how you did against your own conference. And well, those games start. Some of these teams are still on the losing spell, unable to really get any momentum going their way. It seems like Mooresville and Lake Norman right now are the 2 best teams in our area. Mooresville 5-2, Lake Norman undefeated to start their year. They're on a heater right now, going 8-0 to start their season. So we'll continue to monitor the high school basketball scene. Football's done for the year. It's really sad. High school football is the best, and it's bittersweet when it comes to an end, because we did have Hickory High School to celebrate. They are fairly local to us here, but now that the season's over, we can't really talk too much football. We got to give these other sports some love. And right now, basketball is the happening. That's what's going on. So we'll continue to bring you updates from these schools in their high school basketball seasons. And as I've mentioned many times already, we have a long way to go until we get to playoffs. We're looking at mid to end of February for playoffs in the high school basketball realm. So long time for these teams that have had a bad start, like all the Iredell teams, the directional schools, if you will, the directional Iredell schools. They have time to turn around their season. It's just a matter of when they get it turned around. Better late than never, though. So hopefully they can start that turnaround soon, make a push towards the playoffs, and we'll have a lot of schools in our area to talk about moving through the playoffs. We've made it to the end of our first segment here on this Friday. It's going to be a quick show today. When we come back, we're going to talk about the NFL. We have some big breaking news. I called it. I'm going to take credit for this one because I did call it. So we will talk about that Thursday night football game and some of the fallout from it, as well as what's coming up in the rest of the NFL slate this weekend. Stay with me here. Don't go anywhere because we got a good show for the rest of the way. You're listening to The Scoreboard here on WSIC. We're back after this.
More of The Scoreboard with Joe Berg is coming up on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Already thinking about what you're going to do in the new year? Several performances scheduled at Kane Center for the Arts are already sold out. Some of the upcoming Kane Center performances include Rocky Lynn, Forever Young, Jeff Allen, and even a Stunt Dogs experience. To see the entire lineup and to purchase your tickets, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. speedwaychristmas.org. Want to see more than 5 million Christmas lights at one time? Speedway Christmas is back. Happening daily, the amazing Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway is happening now through January 7th. The show is open 6 to 10 p.m., rain or shine. The infield Christmas Village is open Thursday through Sunday nights. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway, now through January 7th. For tickets, visit charlottemotorspeedway.com. Santa is here. Schedule your time to take pictures between now and Christmas Eve in Birkdale. Appointments include time with Santa and 8 digital images from the professional photographer. For more info and to schedule your time with Santa, visit birkdalevillage.com. Come enjoy mistletoe sip and shops in downtown Mooresville this Friday. Open houses, store specials, sumptuous sips, divine deals, and yummy appetizers. Oh boy! This Friday night, 6 to 8 p.m. Mistletoe Sip and Shops this Friday night, downtown Mooresville. For more info, visit downtownmooresville.com. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on Events to submit your event today.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Mostly clear skies throughout the rest of the evening. Overnight low is going to be right around 30 degrees. Saturday is going to start off with mostly sunny skies and an afternoon high of 56, but we will see some rain moving in Saturday night and all of Sunday. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
In life, we plan for many important things. Weddings, our children's education, retirement. A celebration of life is really no different. Planning and paying for your life celebration in advance will give you and your family valuable peace of mind. We'll help you take care of every detail with professionalism and compassion. We're Bunch Johnson Funeral Home. Find us at DignityMemorial.com.
Santa says, stay informed with the best talk from WSIC.
It's the Scoreboard with your host, Sports Director Joe Berg, on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Hello. Segment number 2 here on the Scoreboard. WSIC 105.9 100.7 FM. Call me up 704-873-1400. Did you watch Thursday night football last night? I kind of feel bad if you didn't. I told you not to. I said don't even bother. It's going to be disgusting. The Hurricanes play. Watch that instead. We saw some game. And it wasn't a close nail biter that we were worried, oh my goodness, who's gonna win this one? It's gonna come down to the wire. Nope. The score was 42-0 at halftime. Yeah. The LA Raiders beat the LA Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders beat the LA Chargers by a final score of 63-21. Oh boy. And to make it even more interesting, Aiden O'Connell was the quarterback for the Raiders. He looked great. He played better than Bryce Young has looked in any of his starts combined. 20 of 34, 248 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a great game. Jacoby Myers had a touchdown too. I thought that was pretty funny. Easton Stick, though, for the Chargers, well, he didn't have that great of a game. He didn't lose the game for them per se, but 23 of 32, 257, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. What does this come down to? How did we get 63-0, or 42-0 at halftime. 63-21 final score. It comes down to one thing. The Chargers lost 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 fumbles and threw 1 interception. That's a 5-0 turnover differential right there. Yikes. And 63 points. Where does that leave us in the grand scheme of the Chargers? The Chargers are supposed to have a defensive mastermind as their head coach. Yeah. But they lost 63-21. 63 points. I can't get over that. When was the last time we saw 60 points scored twice in a season? Because remember earlier, the Dolphins put up 70. We've seen the Cowboys put up 40. So for a low-scoring year, we've had some real blowouts. Well, sorry to anybody who's a Charger fan, but your head coach, Brandon Staley, he did not survive that beating by the Raiders. It was announced earlier today that the Chargers would be parting ways with head coach Brandon Staley. That gives them no head coach through the rest of the year. They have interim head coach in place. And where do we go from here if you're the Chargers? Well, there's a lot of rumors about Bill Belichick, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a weird offseason. You're going to hear about Bill Belichick possibly being on the move. It's a weird one. But I don't know where the Chargers go from here. I'm not that entrenched in their day-to-day of things. They made quite a few changes, though. And here is the other thing. Not only did head coach Brandon Staley get fired, but also general manager Tom Telesco and defensive run game coordinator and defensive line coach Jay Rodgers. I'm not sure what he had to do with any of that, but there's that. Here's the statement from Dean Spanos, the owner and chairman of the board. I want to thank Tom and Brandon for their hard work, dedication, and professionalism, and wish both of them and their great families nothing but the best. These decisions are never easy, nor are they something I take lightly, especially when you consider the number of people they impact. We are clearly not where we expect to be, however, and we need a new vision. Doing nothing in the name of continuity was not a risk I was willing to take. Our fans have stood strong through many ups and downs and close games. They deserve more. Frankly, they've earned more. Building and maintaining a championship caliber program remains our ultimate goal, and reimagining how we achieve that goal begins today. A little bit late, if you ask me. They're about 11 months late on this one. This move should have been made when the Chargers blew a wild card game against the Jaguars. They had it. Game was in their grasps. The Chargers were going to go to the divisional round. And then all of a sudden they collapse. Chargers lose. Jaguars move on. And it seems like the Chargers, they just really haven't recovered since then. And now they were without their head coach, their GM, and their defensive line coach for some reason. And in the meantime, we do know who the interim head coach, they've named Giff Smith, interim head coach, and JoJo Wooden, interim general manager. I don't know if it's GIF or JIF. I mean, it's GIFF. I would assume it's JIF or GIF. I don't know. This debate again. They don't feel like real names, to be honest with you. But, you know, we'll see. Who knows? Bill Belichick might be the coach of this team next year. We do have a good slate of NFL games this weekend, starting with Saturday football. Oh, boy. I just kind of punched the microphone there. We have some good games on Saturday, actually. And it starts at 1 o'clock with the Vikings on the road against the Bengals. Then you have the Steelers taking on the Colts and the Broncos against the Lions. Every Saturday game this weekend features two teams with a winning record. I can't believe that in the year of football that we've had, that we have two teams with winning records playing each other every single game on Saturday. So it's going to be a good slate of football. And a lot of these teams, especially the ones sitting at 7-6, they're on the bubble for the playoffs. We also have a lot of important, and I mean important, Sunday games. The Bills taking on the Cowboys is a massive game. And it seems like every game here at the end of the year has become even more intense with how close things are around the NFL. You have the Chiefs taking on the Patriots, trying to continue to move towards a division win, while the Broncos, who are chasing them, take on the Lions, who are trying to hold off their division. You have a bunch of 6 and 7 NFC teams taking part in games. 6 and 7 is the cutoff right now. The Packers are the team that's in the playoffs, the last team in, if you will. And look, there's a slew of them. The Falcons, the Buccaneers, the Packers, the Saints, the Rams, the Seahawks, all 6 and 7. And then you have your underdog, your Scoreboard bandwagon team, those New York Football Giants, Tommy DeVito, going to the Superdome. He's gonna, I don't even know what they eat over there. It's not clam chowder, is it? No, that's New England. What is it that they eat over there? Something boiled, like a fish boil. I don't know. I've never been there. But he's gonna go to the Superdome and he's gonna win that game. The Panthers are at home this weekend, and this is probably the worst case scenario for them being home. Sunday is supposed to be a washout. Lots of rain in the forecast. Two bad teams going up against each other in the rain. I mean, anything can happen, that we know. But I do have something to say about these Carolina Panthers. I have tickets. I'm giving away Panther tickets. You heard it. You heard me. I'm giving them away. You got to keep listening to the show. We're going to be giving away those tickets in the next segment. Okay? Don't call just yet, unless you have something else you want to talk about. But don't call, try to win any Panther tickets right now. I have a pack of 4 that I will be giving away. So stay tuned. Other games around the NFL this weekend, the Dolphins and the Jets. Dolphins off of a really bad loss to the Titans, trying to salvage, I guess, the division lead, because the Bills are coming fast. Don't count them out just yet. They could still go 11-6, and 11-6 should make the playoffs every time. We got about a minute here before we get to break, so make sure, if you want to win those tickets, you open your ears, because I'm giving away a pack of 4 Carolina Panthers, 1 o'clock on Sunday, right here in Bank of America Stadium. Do you want the tickets? Are you going to win the tickets? You got to call into my show in the second segment, and I will have the details on how you can win those tickets on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Scoreboard right here on WSIC. We're back after this.
There's more of the Scoreboard with Joe Berg on the way on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Fall is here, and Little Shavers has the supplies you need. Wheat straw, pine needle, grass seed, pelletized line, landscape edging, and railroad cross ties. Got a deck that needs staining? Little Shavers has PPG paints and stains at prices you can afford. Fall is a great time to replace your furnace filters at Little Shavers. Get the products you need at reasonable prices from Little Shavers. 3301 Salisbury Road in Statesville.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Mostly clear skies throughout the rest of the evening. Overnight low is going to be right around 30 degrees. Saturday is going to start off with mostly sunny skies and an afternoon high of 56, but we will see some rain moving in Saturday night and all of Sunday. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Here's a WSIC Business Minute with local entrepreneur Joe Vagnone.
Did you know it takes 12 touches to get an average new client to inquire about your product or service? No wonder client acquisition costs are so high for small businesses. One media still stands out. You want to guess what it is? Direct mail. Yep, those junk mailers you get every day in the mail. It's still the #1 media with the least competition. It's the #1 media that all the best marketers still use. Dan Kennedy, founder of Magnet Marketing, has some tips for direct mailers. Dan calls it Marketing Media Triangle. The message, the list, the product. Perfect the message, proof the list, and detail the product. Do those things tailored to your buyer profile, and you'll hit a home run.
This has been a WSIC Business Minute with Joe Vagnone. Listen for tips on how to improve your business daily on WSIC. News, Talk, Now.
Hello, friends. This is Dwight with Gullion's Christian Supply and Homeschool Headquarters, inviting you to join the Gullion family and staff in praising the Lord for 30 years of providing you with trustworthy and inspiring books, Bibles, music, gifts, and supplies. We so appreciate your support and friendship over all these years. With locations in King and Statesville, North Carolina, visit us again soon for encouraging fellowship and essential provisions for your Christian life. Gullion's Christian Supply and Homeschool Headquarters, where the Bible stands.
The Statesville Family YMCA reminds you that older adults and those with chronic health conditions don't need to feel they must accept impaired balance and limited mobility. Build strength, improve balance, and gain confidence in your mobility through the Moving for Better Balance program. For questions and additional information, email C. Mullins at ymcanwnc.org.
Panthers take on the team they began their season against as the Atlanta Falcons come to town for an NFC South rematch on Sunday. I'm Jim Zoki with a Panthers update after this.
Great play. Let's roll back the replay. Panthers mascot Sir Purr is on the Bank of America app.
He can't keep his paws off that phone.
Bank of America's digital tools are so impressive, Carolina Panthers fans just can't stop banking. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/can'tstopbanking.
You must download the latest version of the mobile banking app, only available on select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
It's the return game of the I-85 rivalry as the Carolina Panthers host the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. Atlanta won the opening game of the season 24-10 over Carolina. Although Panthers wide receiver Adam Thielen says a lot has happened since then as they both have gone through their seasons.
Yeah, great point. I think they're an aggressive defense that has some guys that have experience that maybe do things a little bit different. And they attack offenses a little differently because they have so much confidence and they've seen so much. And have had a lot of success doing it that way. So you see a little bit the same stuff that you saw in week one with kind of just being very aggressive downhill, sitting on coverages, kind of understanding route concepts, things like that.
Falcons quarterback Desmond Ridder was benched earlier this season, but he's been back as starter the past few weeks, and he's coming off his best passing game, 347 yards in their loss to Tampa Bay last weekend, as Panthers coach Chris Tabor talked about.
He's doing a really nice job. Obviously, the receivers out there are playing really well. They got the back. I mean, there's a lot of good players. They're still committed to running the football, and when they get ahead of the change, they get into the play action game and all those things. But Desmond, he's doing a nice job for them.
While the Panthers are 1-12, Atlanta's in a three-way tie for the division lead at 6-7. I'm Jim Zoki on the Carolina Panthers Radio Network, presented by Morris Jenkins.
Talk sports with Joe Berg. Call 844-STUDIO-4. It's The Scoreboard on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Happy Friday. We are halfway done. Halfway through the show today, about to send you off into the weekend. But before I send you off into the weekend, boy, do I have a treat for you guys today. Carolina Panthers pack of 4 tickets to this weekend's game this Sunday right here at Bank of America Stadium at 1 o'clock against the Falcons. You know how I do it on the scoreboard by now. I'm going to give you a question, and if you call in with the correct answer, you will win these tickets. And, you know, I hope you don't call in with the wrong answer, because it always hurts my soul to have to tell someone, no, I'm sorry, you're wrong, and you don't get the tickets. So please have the correct answer ready. It's good for my soul. Here we go. Pay attention. Adam Thielen is just over 100 yards away from having a 1,000-yard receiving season. 173 yards away. Who was the last Carolina Panthers receiver to eclipse 1,000 receiving yards? There you go. There's your question. 704-873-1400 for those Carolina Panthers tickets. Tell me the answer, and I will make sure that you have a fun time this weekend. I hope you're not expecting a Carolina victory. That's all I have to say. I'm sorry. I don't want to bring the mood down while I'm trying to give away tickets. Carolina, baby. Let's go, Panthers. Woo! They're going to get a win this weekend. They're going to get their second win of the year. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. But as I said, we have a lot of other good games going on today. Well, not today, but this weekend. There's some good basketball games today. High school basketball. I see a hint that was thrown on the Facebook page. Somebody knows the answer. They're not going to call in, it seems like. But if you're watching on, this is actually a YouTube comment. So if you're watching on YouTube and you don't know the answer and you want to figure it out, there's a hint on the YouTube. Somebody commented it, trying to give some help. Win these tickets, Carolina Panthers. 704-873-1400. If nobody's able to get this, and I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. I mean, you should be a fan of the team, right? You should know your Carolina Panthers. 704-873-1400. We have a caller into the studio. All right. Let me get my bell ready. Make sure we're prepared for a winner. All right. Hello, caller. Thank you for calling into the scoreboard. Do you have an answer for me for the trivia question?
I believe I do. Is it DJ Moore?
Oh, yeah. We have a winner. You got it. The last time the Panthers had a 1,000-yard receiver, it was in the year 2021. DJ Moore is the one who eclipsed that mark. He had a good year. He had 1,100 yards. So there you go. Congratulations on winning these tickets. It's a pack of 4 to this Sunday's game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on, back on a brief hold here. And once I go to commercial, I'm going to bring you back on. I'll get your information from you. That way we can send those tickets to you. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. I'll be back talking with you in a minute. And congratulations. That's how we do it here on the scoreboard, baby. Giving away tickets. It's a Christmas miracle, right? I mean, it's not a miracle, but I feel like Santa giving away stuff. I need to ask Justin. I should have asked Justin if I could borrow his Santa costume for this. Well, you know, it happens. Anyway, thank you to Zach, the commenter, who gave number 1 the hint, and number 2 reminding me that it is gumbo that they eat in Louisiana. So Tommy Cutlets is going to go show that the cutlets are superior to the gumbo, all right? Don't forget. All right, let's move on from the NFL. We gave away our Panthers tickets. pack of 4 tickets to the Sunday's game against the Falcons at 1 o'clock right here at Bank of America Stadium. It's going to be a good one, and I really do think the Panthers have a chance to pull that one off. It's a division game. I say it all the time. Division games, as much as we want to say, oh, yeah, this team's much better than this team, for the most part, they're toss-ups because these teams are always familiar with each other. They play each other a lot, and you know their weaknesses, you know their strengths, and you know how to counter it. So who knows, maybe we get a Panther. I would love nothing more than the Panthers to win out the rest of the year. Not because I think it'll be good for Bryce Young, because I really, really don't want for the Panthers to have the number 1 overall pick. It hurts my soul knowing that they don't own their number 1 overall pick. And that 1,000-yard receiver, they sent him away. They sent him away in the trade to try and get the number 1 pick. Oh, my goodness. So not only are the Bears going to have the number 1 pick in the draft, but they also have the Panthers' number 1 wide receiver. I'm going to bring myself down. I don't want to do that. Let's move on. I do have a little bit of NASCAR news for you. We know who will be driving the 10 car for Stewart-Haas Racing as Eric Almirola steps aside. Noah Gragson, who will be making his return to the Cup Series after being suspended for liking I guess we could call it an insensitive post on social media. He has been reinstated by NASCAR, and he has been picked to drive the 10 car for Stewart-Haas Racing this year. Also, our buddy Shane Van Gisbergen, SVG, it was announced that he will be running a full-time NASCAR Xfinity schedule with a few Cup races sprinkled in here and there. That's awesome. I love it. I would love nothing more than another takeover of NASCAR. They need something. Spice it up. Give me some kind of personality. I was watching, I was scrolling through social media the other day, and a video popped up of Martin Truex Jr. back when he drove the 56 car for Michael Waltrip Racing, doing a commercial for Napa. It was a Napa Know-How commercial. And if you know what I'm talking about, Martin Truex Jr., he would sing a Napa Know-How song, and then you have Mikey dressed up playing the piano, kicking over the seat at the piano. Where is the personality in NASCAR? Like, where did that go? The marketing of drivers is completely non-existent now. Remember, what other great NASCAR commercials were there? They had the one where the M&Ms would drive the 18 car for Kyle Busch. He was tied up in the back. I mean, there's no marketing of the Gillette Young Gun drivers. Everybody's yelling at Ryan Newman. Where's the marketing? And maybe having a little bit of personality, like SVG come into the sport, will spice things up a little bit. We'll see. We got one more segment here today on the Scoreboard. It's Friday. We're going to send you off into the weekend with a bang. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Scoreboard right here on WSIC 105.9, 100.7 FM. Back after this.
Keep it right here. There's more of the Scoreboard with Joe Berg on the way from the new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Here is your WSIC community calendar.
Are you still with me, sir?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, hey, congratulations on winning the tickets. What's your name?
Mark Ellis, Elois.
Yes. And can I get your email address so we can email those tickets to you?
Yeah, it's mellis13@me.com, me.com, mellis13@me.com.
All right. And just in case we can't get that to you, a phone number to contact you.
Yeah, 704-902-7576.
All right, Mark. Well, hey, congratulations on winning the tickets, and I hope you enjoy the game, and thank you for listening to the show.
Yeah, maybe the rain will go away, huh?
I hope so. It doesn't look too promising, but you know what? A sloppy game can be fun, and maybe it'll result in a Panthers win.
Yeah, there you go. Last couple of times I've gone to the games, they've lost, so hopefully I don't bring in any more bad luck.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe the rain will bring some good luck. We can only hope, right?
And it's 4 tickets, you said, that go?
Yes, sir. 4 tickets.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And I will be sending that over to our station owner, Justin, and he will be sending over those tickets.
Okay. Will it have, like, WSIC in the folder? I mean, it might go to my junk mail. I'll just check it, but I didn't know who the name would be.
It should come from Justin at WSICnews.com. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure that's where it'll be sent from.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll keep my eyes out for it. I appreciate you, buddy.
Absolutely. Appreciate you listening. Have a good one and enjoy the game.
Yes, sir. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.
Yep, absolutely. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
From the WSIC Weather Center. Mostly clear skies throughout the rest of the evening. Overnight low is going to be right around 30 degrees. Saturday is going to start off with mostly sunny skies and an afternoon high of 56, but we will see some rain moving in Saturday night and all of Sunday. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Make your work easier with Eagle Rentals of Troutman and Statesville. Eagle Rentals has generators, heaters, fans, painting equipment, floor care equipment, pressure washers, lighting equipment, and lawn care equipment. Plus, Eagle Rentals has construction equipment like forklifts, bobcat loaders, backhoes, excavators, and more. Reserve online at eaglerentals.com. That's eaglerentals.com.
'Tis the season on WSIC.
It's the Scoreboard with your host, Sports Director Joe Berg, on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on the Scoreboard. We gave away our Panthers tickets last segment. Congratulations to Mark Ellis for winning those tickets. He's going to get to go see the Panthers, hopefully get their second win of the season against the Falcons in what's looking like it might be a rainy day. And you know what? Throw a little rain into the mix and who knows? You know, the Panthers haven't done good in the sunshine, so let's see how they can do in the rain. Am I right? We'll see. I let you know that SVG will be running a full Xfinity Series schedule. He'll be sponsored by WeatherTech, and I'm looking at the car right now. It's a pretty beautiful car. Can't wait for the NASCAR season to start. We're not that far away. I mean, the Daytona 500 is on February 18th. We are 65 days away from February 18th. Feels like the season just ended. All right, let's send you into the weekend with a bang here, starting with number one, the Carolina Hurricanes. They had a game last night against the Detroit Red Wings, and look, they got back to their winning ways. They looked really good doing it. They won 2-1, which you know, it might not sound like they had a dominant game, but 39 shots on goal to Detroit's 26. Goals in the first and second period, nothing in the third. They outshot Detroit in every period. They had more face-off wins. They looked better, less giveaways, more takeaways. They had a really good game against the Red Wings, and it was needed because when you look at the standings, and I'm going to continue to update you on the hockey standings constantly because the NHL standings, especially in the Metro, are so close. Especially right now. We're about a third of the way through the year now at this point. Almost a third of the way through the year. And one or two games can change you from being in the playoffs. You can become one of the top three to wild card to out of the playoffs in 2 games. That is how close the Metropolitan Division is right now. So with that win, they get to 16-12-1 on the year, riding a 2-game win streak. Fourth right now in the Metro. Same line as before. We have the Rangers and Islanders. The Rangers at the top with the Islanders and the Flyers tied at 35 points behind them. And then the Carolina Hurricanes sit at 33. And this is what I'm talking about with 1 or 2 games can change your season. 1 win for the Hurricanes gets them tied with the Flyers and the Islanders. 1 loss with a win from teams behind them knocks them down to 6th. In 1 game, they can go from 4th to 2nd or 4th to 6th. That is how close it is in the Metro right now. We're 28 games through the year right now, 82 played in the NHL. It sounds like there's a long way to go. It really does. But I'm telling you, there's not. The way the NHL schedule and the way that the regular season plays out, teams in the playoffs at Thanksgiving break and New Year's break seldom miss the playoffs. So the Hurricanes are going to be looking to get them in position to be in the playoffs at that time and then continue through January, February, March to position themselves to be in the playoffs. They come back home tonight, taking on the... excuse me, as I seem to have developed the hiccups here or something. I don't know. Whew. We're going to try to get through the last 7 minutes of this show. Carolina plays tonight. They are at home in Raleigh, taking on the Nashville Predators. Puck drop on that one is at 7:30. Problem with this game is if you want to watch it, you have to have either Hulu Live Sports or ESPN Plus because it is solely on those 2 stations. Welcome to 2023, where streaming is taking over, slowly but surely. The Rangers played tonight also. They are top of that Metro division, as well as the Islanders, who are also ahead of Carolina. And we got to keep an eye on these teams. The Rangers, the Islanders, the Flyers, the Devils to an extent, even the Penguins, who currently are having a tough beginning of the season. We got to keep an eye on these teams because it matters what happens to them for the Hurricanes. We have some bowl games going on tomorrow. We have App State taking on Miami of Ohio at 3:30 on ABC in the Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl. And I talked about this when the bowl games were announced and we knew who was going to be playing in what bowl game. There's too many of them. Number one, there's just too many bowl games. Everybody makes a bowl game. It's turning into a participation trophy. Number two, what are some of the names of these? The Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. How about the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl? The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. That's actually a good one. The SRS Distributors Las Vegas Bowl. What? Where are we coming up with these bowl games? Sever Pro First Responder Bowl. The Duke's Mayo Bowl. That one is my favorite. I still think that whoever loses that game should have to get, or like the winner can choose who gets dunked in the mayo. I don't know. There's a lot of things that you could do with that. But let's go through these bowls before we get ahead of ourselves and talking about how terrible it is to name all these different bowl games. The Myrtle Beach Bowl, Georgia Southern and Ohio at 11 a.m. the Cricket Celebration Bowl between Howard and Florida A&M at noon. You got Jacksonville State taking on Louisiana in the RL Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Miami of Ohio and App at 3:30. 5:45, New Mexico State versus Fresno State in the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. I don't know if I said that right. 7:30, you have UCLA and Boise State in the Starco Brands LA Bowl. And then at 9:15, the final game of Saturday night, the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl between California and Texas Tech. Then you have some other ones during the week, like lower teams, Western Kentucky and Old Dominion in the famous Toastery Bowl. Where are these bowl games coming from? What? Georgia Tech and UCF, 6 and 6 teams. They get to take place in the Mortgage Bowl. What are you doing, college football? What are you doing? And one thing that I am curious about as we progress in the state of college football, where we have these playoffs that continue to change. You know, next year it's going to be 12 teams in the playoffs. Is every playoff game going to be a bowl? Are we going to come up with all new bowl games? What about when we finally get to a spot where we have 2 different conferences? You're going to have the SEC and the Big Ten, then a few divisions within them, more like an NFL-style regular season plus an NFL-style playoff. Are we still going to have bowl games? Is every single playoff game going to be a bowl? You know, if it were up to me, I would only make the playoff games bowl games. That's probably not a popular thing to say. But I mean, come on. There's way too many. Everybody gets a bowl. Do you have a Division I college football team? Guess what? You made a bowl game. They're like Oprah with the bowl games. You get a bowl game. You get a bowl. Everybody gets a bowl game. All right, I'm going to stop clowning around. Memphis and Iowa in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Did you see Senator Rick Scott sent a letter to the college football playoff executive director, Bill Hancock, about leaving Florida State out of the playoffs? What are they going to do? They're going to sue? They have discretion. They can do whatever they want. There's nothing that says if you go undefeated, you have to be put in the playoffs. What are they going to sue for? I'm getting antsy on this Friday. Hey, thanks everyone for joining here today. It's been a wonderful week. I had a lot of fun. I always have fun doing this show. And you know what? Hopefully next week we could talk about maybe a Panther win. It would be nice, I'm telling you, because I'm getting sad every time I have to talk about the Panthers losing. It hurts me to see the Panthers do bad. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today on the Scoreboard. You've been listening to WSIC. It's been a wonderful week. Hope everybody has a good weekend. I'll talk to you Monday. Until then, have a good one, everyone.
Merry Christmas from 105.9 100.7 WSIC.